What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kiki Simone.
And your boy T Strike, aka Alico Ace, man.
Oh goodness, we got another name change, y'all.
Hey, chill on me though. Chill on me.
And another one.
Another one.
But welcome to
Flight 10,000. Well, one could put
1,000 to flight.
and two could put
10,000.
Look at that. She about to mess up, y'all. She messing up.
Already, y'all. Okay, don't worry about me.
I'm gonna give her some grace though, cause it have been like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to have been recorded these 2 episodes, but it been like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? We had a you feel
Thank
me?
you for the grace.
Yeah. So what we doing?
What we doing then?
What we doing?
What we doing then?
Shout out to Twin. Shout out to Twin.
Shout out to Twin. So we have a great episode for you tonight. Tonight is my episode, and that is called The Proper Push.
The proper push.
Now, when you hear me say the proper push, what comes to mind? Does anything come to mind to you at all?
When I think about a proper push, I don't know why, but I don't think about somebody being broke down on the side of the road.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you need that proper push, you feel me? Like, hey, cuz, what you doing? Cuz, we ain't going nowhere. Cuz, push harder, boy. You feel
Okay,
me?
but that's not what we talking about,
Okay,
y'all.
my
We ain't
bad.
talking about no cars.
My bad.
So
cuz.
we are talking about how to properly push your spouse into what it is that they're supposed to be, into their purpose, or even if they're going through a difficult time, how to properly push them into a better season for them. So that's really what this topic is all about.
So it's a proper push. So yeah, we trying to get into a better season. It don't matter how I push you, long as we get over there.
Negative. So really, I think that this is a really good topic, y'all, because many times, especially as females, we are different, right? We are emotionally connected. We're more nurturing. We're more compassionate, I think, at times. And men are wired differently. And because they are wired differently,
Not all of not all of.
well, y'all gonna push us
I can
differently.
be emotional. I can be.
I mean, you
all
could.
that stuff you said. You feel me?
I mean, you could, but I think
Yeah.
sometimes for the majority,
You trying to put up
speaking-
stereotypes.
Oh my gosh, here we go, y'all. Okay, anywho, getting back to what I was saying, I think sometimes men and women we're different, right? We're wired differently. And that's how God designed us, right? So because He designed us differently, when things happen, turmoil happens, like a dude could just be like, you know what, this what you need to do, Mr. Fix It. And I think you've done that to me several times,
Negative.
especially earlier
She can't speak for me.
in our marriage. Like you did that.
Nah, in the beginning for sure, definitely, and still in a little bit, but not as much though.
You've gotten a
I'm
lot
growing.
better. Yes, you're
I'm
growing.
maturing. I'm growing
Yes.
in the Lord.
And us females, when men are going through something different or a challenging time, we tend to, hold on to the emotional part of things, and we're not really helping with the, getting to the root of it a lot. We're dealing with the symptoms, the emotions, the feelings, and what could happen, things like that. And so I think that it's important for us to realize really how to, one, know who your spouse is. Because like you said, some men really are emotional and are tuned in and tapped in with a more emotional side, more empathy and things of that nature. But sometimes that just doesn't come across for a lot of men. It doesn't come through that way. And I think that as, married couples, we have to be mindful of knowing our spouse. We have to also know what is it that I'm bringing? What is it that he's going through that I really need to understand to know how to help him?
So them your 2 points for tonight.
Yeah, those are my
All
2
right,
points.
So let's put a pin in the first one. Knowing your spouse.
Important. Yes.
So how important is it to know your spouse, and why?
I think it's
Is
key.
it important to know your spouse?
It's really key so you know how to be there for them, because everybody doesn't always receive things the same way.
Right.
Like I can give an example, like when you used to be smoking and stuff, and I used to always be like, you need to stop doing this. I was that girl. And then all of a sudden, when I changed my approach as to how I was handling it with you, for you to understand, like, okay, I'm still here for you, but you weren't hearing that I was here from you when I was doing all this.
Right.
You was like, matter of fact, I was pushing you away more so than I was drawing you closer.
So you was pushing me, but it wasn't the proper push.
Correct. You see, he got it, y'all. He got it. But yeah, it wasn't the proper way. So I think knowing your spouse and knowing how they receive love, how they want to feel heard and understood and things of that nature, that's important.
Name one of the ways that you, or one of the things that you did in order to get to know me as your spouse. Like you say, you was pushing in the beginning,
right?
But it wasn't the proper push. Somewhere along the line, along the journey, you had to learn me,
right?
And what the ways that I receive,
because
a lot of times we could be bringing the right thing to our spouse, but we could be bringing it to them the wrong way.
Exactly.
So, if you can give an example of where you had to, I guess, switch things up and learn me, and how did that come about? Like, how did you get from the improper push to the proper push?
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So I remember one day we were going through something, and I was sitting on the side of the bed, and you was talking to me, and you were just like, so you just don't get it. Like, that's not how I really operate. So one is communication. It's very important for each spouse to really listen, but also articulate what they expect, because a lot of times there's things that we expect people to know, and they really just may not know.
Right.
So listening definitely is one of observation. You tell me all the time, I observe y'all. I observe, like, so I know you. I know you better than you know yourself. Whatever.
I do.
He think he kind of do.
She don't like the fact. Sometimes the issue don't be that I don't know her. The issue be the fact that I know her a little too much. I do know her. And when I go to saying certain things, and it's just something I think it get under her skin, because you know me, like I poke the bear a little bit. You feel me? But
yeah. He poked the bear, but definitely I think communicate in healthy ways, and just being honest, and taking the opportunity to be intentional about getting to know your spouse. That is very, very important. So I remember one time, like I said, I was sitting on the side of the bed, and you was talking to me, and you was just like, you just don't get it. Like, all the stuff you've been doing, it ain't working. Like, don't you see that your way of trying to make things better for me, or try to tell me what I should do to be better, like, it's not working? And I was like, well, dang, he right. He right. It's not working. And that's when I had to, like, kind of step back and say, okay, I see that this is not working. Now, what else could work? And so I had to put on my thinking caps of the things that I was doing for work to get to know people and understand them. And I kind of use some of my job tactics on you.
Well, if it worked, if it worked, you can't argue that.
It worked, and I think that is very important as well, that we are, I just said it a moment ago, very intentional, being very intentional about pushing our spouse in a positive way, instead of the way that we receive things. Everybody doesn't receive it that way.
Right.
So we have to know how the other person receives.
And I think too, when we think about push, we think about motivating or, trying to just like, hey, you got to do this, you got to,
Mm-hmm.
when we think push, I think that's where the average mind goes to. Sometimes the push is simply just listening, being a listening ear. Being a listening ear a lot of times can allow your significant other to just know that, dang, I got somebody that's here with me and that care.
Right.
Sometimes it could be just loving on them.
Mm-hmm.
In the midst of whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like they might be struggling with something, dealing with something, and you might not like it. You might feel like, hey, this ain't good for my significant other, or this ain't good for me, for
Mm-hmm.
us.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you just have to love on people through things. You never know the root to what be going
Right.
on.
Exactly.
You never know the trauma to what be going on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff stems way before your significant other ever even was thought about or came into the picture.
Mm-hmm.
And we come in and we thinking that we just got all the answers and we know what to do, and we come in and we want to be Mr. Fix It or Mrs. Fix It.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times you could be, like you said, you can be given a push, but it could be the wrong push.
Definitely.
It cannot be the proper push. It could be a push that's causing distance between you and your significant other.
Definitely.
And your intentions and your motives might be right.
Mm-hmm.
You might be, because your mind is just, I'm here to help. I want to help. But sometimes you got to pray and ask God, what does the help look like that my significant other need from me?
Right.
Because I remember, just speaking back on the what you were just saying. I wasn't hearing nothing that you were saying when you was just but
that was clear, y'all. That was clear.
What got me was when I was on the back porch smoking one day, and I came in the house, and you was in the prayer. You had cleaned out the closet. You turned it into a prayer closet.
And shout out to the war room.
And you was in there praying, and you was crying to God, and I just stood there. I couldn't even move. Like, I came in the room and I realized you was praying. I was finna just go back out, but it was like the spirit just arrested me and made me stand there and listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
Crying out on my behalf and praying and just giving it all to God, realizing that you didn't know what to do, and just like, God, I need you. Like, you gotta, I'm lifting this situation up to you. And that did something to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's when I heard you. That's when it was just, I think it was different moving forward, because I think you wasn't really even, on the aggy, agitating.
I definitely was that nagging wife, y'all.
But yeah, that was when, when you went to God and you gave it to God and you prayed and you put it in his hands and you started to allow him to lead and guide and direct you. I think that was a big pivotal, I'm so country.
He got it right the second time, y'all.
A pivotal moment. I think that was a pivotal moment. And
can I add to that?
To see different. Yeah, go ahead, sweet.
I think the other thing that is important is to give your spouse grace in things that they may not know. So just because, your spouse, you may be going through something, or I may be going through something, and I'm expecting you to be here for me a certain type of way, because we've both never been through this together. You may not know how, and I got to give you grace to learn me.
Right.
And vice versa.
Right.
You got to give me the grace to be able to go through my situation and still be okay with not really understanding my emotions, not really understanding why I am, doing this. So I think it's important that the spouse, that we give each other grace in areas that we've got to learn. And sometimes it doesn't happen overnight, because we've gone through life however many years before getting married, and then you're learning a new person, but you got to give them grace and understand that forgiveness has to take place. I mean, all the things that the word talks about, in 1 Corinthians and Thessalonians and Ephesians, all of those books are talking about the support, the encouragement, who we are to be to each other, how we're supposed to treat one another, especially in the household. So I think it's very important that that we give each other the grace that we want to receive in the marriage. So yeah, but that's my topic, y'all.
Great topic, man. Definitely something that I think this is one of them topics that got layers. You know what I'm saying? That we could definitely dive deeper.
Definitely.
Sure.
Definitely.
Especially on the topic of grace, the grace that's given in the proper push. You displayed so much grace for me over the years, just the entire marriage, even up until now, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And then I'm working on it, you know what I'm saying?
I think that you displayed a lot of grace that they don't know about. Cause there's a lot of things that I do that happen in the home that they don't know about. So
I'm gonna start exposing you.
Hey, I ain't mad. I ain't mad. I mean, it gotta come out. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we here for. But
if we talk about it in the topic or something, I'm just,
I know you just playing back, but I really think it's important for people to understand that there's so many different. When you're married, this is a everyday thing. This is a job. This is work. It takes intent. It takes faith. It takes prayer. It takes encouragement. It takes forgiveness. It takes all types of things to make two become one.
Facts.
So we just have to work on us first, right? And then extend whatever we're expecting God to give us to give to our spouse.
For sure, man. That's our topic for today, man.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The proper push, man. You could be, every push ain't always the right push. You can have in your mind that, you pushing, I'm finna be on you. I'm finna push you, because I have been even in situations with my wife as well, and realize the way that I'm pushing is not the proper push. You know what I'm saying? So, definitely couples, marriages, pray, seek God.
Yes.
On how to make sure that you properly pushing your spouse, so that you ain't pushing them away, but you actually pushing both of y'all. Because when you pushing them, you're pushing yourself as well. But make sure you pushing both of y'all into the destiny that God has prepared and created for y'all.
Amen.
So yeah, that's it, man.
That's it, y'all. I think this was good. This was a dope topic.
Flight 10,000, man. Well, one could put 1,000 a flight, and two could put 10,000 a flight, man.
I thought he was gonna let me get in on it.
Nah, last time
I messed up.
But yeah, man. Hey, we love y'all, man.
We love
hope
y'all.
Having a blessed day, week, month, whatever, however that fall for you. You know what I'm saying? From this episode, man.
Yes. It's your girl, Kiki Simone.
And it's your boy, Alico Ace, man, formerly known as T-Strike. And we out.